Hi guys, it's Traveler ASMR here with another ASMR video. I will take off my headphones because I can't hear myself properly. So today, just want to do a little ASMR hangout kind of video, and my plan was to eat kind of a crunchy apple. Hopefully today I have the microphone set up the correct way because I never do it right. So I'm going to eat this nice crunchy apple, and then I'm going to read a short bedtime story. Should take a few minutes to eat the apple, and then about 5 to 10 minutes to have the story. So thanks for joining me, and yeah, I'm just going to set up now on the second screen this video so that I can see any of your comments in real time. So let's try and do that if we can. Hello. All right, looks like I can see myself. Oh, hi, cupcakes. And thanks for your comment. So let's get started. I hypnotize mind. Oh, where's my water? Here we go. It's kind of like a sign of mindful eating, very aware of every bite that I'm taking. All right. I've got juicy apple stuff on my fingers now. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. And now I'm going to read a little story. So let me just pop that up here on the screen for myself. Where are you? Okay. So we're going to read The Rescue of Fairy Queen Maeve. I'll just pop it in the chat in case you want to read along with me. You are welcome to. It's just a little children's story. Okay. So, The Rescue of Fairy Queen Maeve. High on an oak tree, one morning in June, a fairy queen sat and played a fine tune. As she plucked on her harp strings an old Irish air, her sweet lilting music was heard everywhere. Today was a day that she yearned to be free. Far away from her kingdom she wished she could be. Sometimes being queen, her patience was tested, but after playing her harp, she always felt rested. Unbeknownst to the queen, hiding right down below, was a creature in black with a face white as snow. The creature was wearing a smile ear to ear, and the thoughts it was thinking were far from sincere. Before the queen knew it, that banshee appeared and spread her black cloak, and they both disappeared. The queen was then taken to cliffs by the sea and kept in a cave with the howling banshee. An hour or two passed till a search had begun. The fairies looked everywhere under the sun. They tried to imagine just where she would go. No queen could they find, though they looked high and low. The queen had been put deep in a trance to endlessly play for the banshee's wild dance. She strummed on her harp through that entire morn, while her fingertips blistered and bleeding were torn. The banshee joined in with a horrible scream, and the poor fairy wished she could wake from her dream. But she didn't know then that back at the fort the fairies had all gathered round to hold court. They agreed on a plan, they knew what to do. They'd send for the leprechauns, Owen and Hugh. The duo were famous throughout fairyland, for their trickery deeds were greater than grand. They soon headed out to look for the queen, and first started searching the place where she'd been, which everyone knew was the royal oak tree. They hoped for a clue as to where she might be. As Owen looked round, he scratched on his beard. Then through the damp leaves a small hedgehog appeared. He waddled around him and sniffed at his shoe, and told him a hawk up the tree had a clue. Owen called out, "Can you please come down here?" This hedgehog said you saw the queen disappear. "Yes," said the hawk, "she was with the banshee. They vanished this morning from this very tree. I watched that dark spirit take her off to the cave, and I'm sure if you go there, you'll find your Queen Maeve. So climb on my wings, and I'll take you right now." "We both thank you kindly," said Hugh with a bow. "Be japers," said Hugh, "there's a crow flying by, and I notice a very strange look in his eye. And though I'm not certain of what it could be, I wonder if that bird could be our banshee." Well, his hunch was correct, for the crow turned around and tried to knock Owen and Hugh to the ground. "Stay away!" shrieked the crow. "If the queen who you seek—" The banshee flew off as the hawk tried to land. "Well, good luck if she thinks we'll obey her command," said Hugh as he waved goodbye to the hawk as he circled above them, heading up the cliff walk. Hugh then asked Owen had he thought of a plan. "Are you codding me?" "Course I have, silly young man. First we've to find her, and then we'll proceed with Her Majesty's rescue, so stay close, take heed." So the pair kept on looking and listening to hear if the banshee or fairy queen somehow was near. And deep in a cave the queen kept on strumming, while hopping and praying that someone was coming. "Do you hear that?" said Owen. "It must be the queen. At least she's alive, though she hasn't been seen. How do you suppose we're going to get through, with this rock in the way, and only us two?" Then Hugh said, "Let's see if there's a small hole, and we'll squeeze in and rescue her. How's that for a goal?" "Oh, you're very good, said Owen quite brightly. "Well, come then," said Hugh. "Let's go very quietly." While the waves splashed below, then the pair looked about, till Hugh spied a crack. "We'll get through it, no doubt." So with pushing and shoving, the pair did succeed, as they lowered themselves with pure leprechaun speed. The cave was in darkness, except for one spot, and there sat the queen in the dampness and rot. When the queen saw the boys, she cried out, "Who are you?" "Pleased to meet you, your majesty. I'm Owen." "He's Hugh. We were hired by your subjects when they voted at court to carry you safely back home to your fort. So please can we leave here as quick as can be, before the return of the wicked banshee?" But just then the banshee returned to her cave, and Owen and Hugh did their best to look brave. The banshee held out. There'll be no rescue today. Since a spell has been cast, only me shall obey. And now you'll pay dearly for acting so sly. Since you have all seen me, prepare ye to die. But Owen recalled an old leprechaun spell and lifted his arms and yelled out a yell. Dul amach, banshee dul amach, as an tirne au noir, dul amach. A moment went by, and then Owen could see that they were well rid of the wailing banshee. The spell was now broken, and the queen jumped up free and flew around the cave with her harp joyously. With the spirit now gone from her dark, evil glen, the queen then gave thanks to the brave little men. They quickly got out of that dark, dreary cave and returned to the fort of the jubilant Maeve. Now safe and set free, the queen was delighted, and the leprechaun heroes, well, they became knighted. And all was then well throughout Fairyland, for Owen and Hugh did exactly as planned. Now Fairyland's back to its normal routine, and Maeve's more content with her duties as queen. And the fairies still talk of those leprechauns brave, and remember the rescue of Fairy Queen Maeve. The end. So thank you for joining me for this short live stream today, and next video is Saturday at 8. See you guys soon.